What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about the idea that we are all one. By the way, I love this tree. This is the tree I meditate in front of, so good tree. Yeah, so this idea that we are all one. Now, this is something I realized, and I'm constantly realizing because we get so caught up with our ego that we as humans usually forget this deep truth. And this is something that, again, I've contemplated a lot on, and it just seems to, when you contemplate enough or when you meditate enough, you spend enough time in meditation, you always come to this truth. Or even if you've taken, for example, like psychedelics, a lot of people who take psychedelics say they feel this kind of oneness with the universe sometimes. And I think that phenomena points to that exact truth. Since psychedelics can give you the clarity to that profound truth. So, and the reason I want to talk about it was kind of just to spread some awareness, because I feel like, I guess since I'm really interested in spirituality and philosophy, so for me it's like, it's a norm for me to usually come across that thought often, just because it's something I'm interested in. But for other people, I guess they forget it, and they're not really tapped into the truth. So I just felt like I should spread some awareness, and I also think it's the right time to do so, because the state of the world right now, I think, is primarily caused from one thing, and that's the idea of division. Now, I think there's many problems, many things that are causing the state of the world that it's currently in right now. I think one profound thing that is causing the world to be in this state is the illusion of separation. Um, at the end of the day, we're all from the same earth. We all breathe in the same air. The thing that makes our heart beat is the same energy. The same energy that makes ducks, walk. The same energy that makes trees grow, right? It's all a part of this same thing. And, when you really think and contemplate and observe life, you realize that we all come from this same source. And this same source is ultimately what connects us to each other, right? We're all part of this same source, this same being. It's like our consciousness is just spread into different bodies, but we all are a part of that just one big consciousness. Some people call it God, some people call it Jah, some people call it source, some people call it spirit. I think all religions kind of talk about this truth. They just have different names to go about it, but they're all aiming at the same truth. And I think this is especially important right now to talk about, because we're such in a state of division that we have forgot about this truth. Especially here in the US, since we have such an individualistic way of looking at the world, we tend to see ourselves as completely separate and go against each other. And we also, because of this, we go against each other. We try to profit off of each other, and it causes a lot of division. But once people can realize this deep truth by meditation, by conversation, by feeling that connection with the world, then that's when the world can start to enter a state of harmony. Because naturally, once we're connected to this source, we will realize that we're all connected to each other, and we all stem from that same source. Meaning that if I'm talking to somebody, that person comes from the same thing. that person is essentially me. And every person you talk to is essentially a part of yourself. So if you were to insult them, it's like you're hurting yourself. And if they were to insult you, it's like they're hurting themselves. So once you have this connection to source, then harmony comes easy. Peace comes easy, because just like you wouldn't hurt yourself when you're connected to source, you would naturally just not hurt others. I think this is really the profound realization that humanity is going to realize, and it's starting to realize. People are starting already to realize, and I'm just one of the many people who I guess have realized it, or not fully, but I guess I'm aware of it somewhat. And I think that so much suffering has happened in the world that a lot of the suffering that happens will lead people to this realization. And I think that's what's happening right now. And that's a great sign, because we'll start to see people unite. And I can already see it through kind of Bernie's movement, and people having hope for once in these dark times. And yeah, I'm very optimistic. And another thing, I think a great person to talk about the subject, who makes it not esoteric whatsoever. He makes it simple. He makes it seem like enlightenment is just ordinary, like everyone can become enlightened, like it's not a big deal. And I love his practicality to his approach to meditation. And so anyways, his name is Robert Spira, or Robert Spira, I don't know, but he's a philosopher / author, and he's essentially a meditation teacher, and you guys should definitely check out his teachings. But he can explain this truth of we are all one, and we all share this being, this source. He can explain it way better than I can, so I highly recommend that you guys check him out. And man, some of the stuff he says is so amazing, because it really resonates with me. And one thing that he says about it is that for some reason this being, this source, which is basically how he explains it, it's like my shoulder's getting tired. Basically how he explains it is like it's awareness itself, this infinite awareness that we all have. Like the one thing that never changes throughout our lives and stays permanent is the fact that we are aware. And his claim is that, and I believe him and I agree, is that this awareness is essentially a bigger awareness that's the source of everything. And he says that the inherent characteristic of this awareness, of this being, is that it's inherently joyful, peaceful, and full of love. And to me, that is such an amazing thing, because when it could have been anything else, it literally could have been anything else. It could have been evil, full of hate, full of anger. Instead, our natural state of being is love, peace, and joy. And so I think the implications of that are obviously, if we tap into that, we will be in a natural state of love, peace, and joy. We'll be in a state of harmony. And I mean, that's obviously what we all want, right? So I think this is a big spiritual shift that's happening right now. It's already happening. It is currently happening. And so, I felt like just sharing this to spread awareness. Maybe it resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. But I think it's a very optimistic outlook regardless. And, definitely just be aware if anybody talks about these things, because in my opinion, it's a deeply fulfilling thing to realize. And It's how you truly live life to the fullest and experience life's richness fully. So yeah, guys, I just felt like sharing that. We are all one. We all share the same being, and from this, love, joy, and peace will prosper from this realization. So yeah, I wish you guys all the best. Like I said, spread awareness, spread love, spread joy, spread peace. Also laugh. Try to laugh. Laughing's good. It's good for the soul. And yeah, that's about it, guys. If you watched till this point, I love you. Thank you for everything. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.